Hey Raul, it's good to have you here. Always excited to be in our meetings. We've been working together for a little bit more than a month now, or
Correct.
almost 2 months,
Hmm.
and it's been quite a journey. I'm excited to see all the things that you've been doing, the effort that you put, and how open to feedback you are a lot of the times. So I just think that's amazing. I don't know you personally, but from our experience working together, I think that you're a person um, that cares about his family. You're a person that is open to feedback. There's a person that wants to get better, that wants his business to thrive. That
Mm.
also involves his family in a lot of the things that you do. So I don't know, man. I'm so proud and I'm excited to have you here for our success call today. And
Appreciate it.
without further ado, I would like to ask you, like, if you can tell me more about yourself, like who are you? Who is Raul Medina?
Okay.
That was deep.
Um, yeah. Raul Medina. Who is he? Yeah, so I'm a retired military veteran. And then I decided after my military career to transition into real estate, became a real estate agent. And during that journey, found out that I wanted to really find something to retire for real. And that route for me is investment properties
Mhm.
and creating passive income. And that's kind of what led me to you guys.
Nice. How long have you been in the business in real estate agent?
I became a real estate agent January 2021, so maybe a year and a couple of months, maybe a year and a half.
Okay. And how was your journey? Like, I mean, before you came to us
Yeah,
this year and that you decided to become an investor,
yeah.
how was your journey?
It was pretty good. I joined up with a great team.
Mm.
I don't want to brag or anything like that. Just being transparent. Joined with a great team. Was able to sell, I think, like 24 or 26 houses in the first year, which they say is not normal, but it was definitely the team I joined to help me out with that. But that team also really pushed me to think about when it comes to I don't know if you want to sell houses your whole life. So really figuring out how to create something that will produce money for you without always being there. And real estate, rental properties, investment properties kind of became the thing. So during that first year, helping people buy and sell properties, but also purchase properties for myself with those extra commissions and funds. So then I got to the point with you guys. I'm like trying to figure out still selling property and buying properties with clients, but get them at a better price, get them at a better bargain, so I can retire. I can retire for real, for real. I did 20 years in the Army, retired, but I want to retire like for real, not just constantly working every day and grinding. Maybe a couple hours a day.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. And what in your experience in your life get you to a point where you want to do that for yourself? Like, what were those experiences, life lessons that
Yeah.
told you like how I want to retire like this?
Yeah. I think after doing the Army for 20 years and constantly being back and forth and gone and that kind of stuff, and then doing the 20 years and retiring, but you have a retirement check, but it's not enough to retire for real to hang out with your family. So the whole thing is getting to the point that I just want to be at home with my family and have the freedom to my kid. I have a 3-year-old and I have a 17-year-old. So there's a huge gap. So having the freedom to go to games, having the freedom to go to a water park. Um, if I did, I can't do that with my military retirement. So I have to find something else to create more income to be able to actually live that life. Because I can say I'm retired military, but I'm not free, and that's
Yeah,
what I want to
that,
be.
that makes sense. By the way, my friend, thank you a lot for your service. It's
You're
it's
welcome.
it's an honor to be talking to you as well.
Thank you.
Okay. And then I mean, I'm excited to see what I'm hearing from like what I'm hearing from you. Like you're a person who has big ambitions, but also understands that you have to grind right now in order for like in the future you don't have to grind anymore, and you get to enjoy with your family, and you've been like 20 years grinding like a lot. Um, I'm just gonna ask a question off topic. Where are you originally from?
I grew up in New York, Brooklyn, New York, but my mom is African American and my dad is Puerto Rican.
Wow, nice. And you grew up there?
Yep, yep. My mom still owns a house in the Bronx. We're actually trying to get ready to sell it for her this summer too. So it's pretty cool.
And you're where are you living now again?
North Carolina, Fayetteville, North
Carolina.
Carolina.
For how long have you been there?
I actually just moved back here November 2020 because my kids wanted to be down here to graduate and finish up high school. So yeah, I retired from military and moved back down here. Standard of living is cheap also. Investment properties are probably not the cheapest in the country, but not bad prices in the country as well.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I feel like we know you better a little bit, and I say we because more people are gonna watch this video. So it's always good to understand the person behind the success, let's call it. And I know that you have a lot of like your ambition. Your vision is huge, but it's always good to celebrate like the stepping stones. You know, like those different stages in life where you get to see like, hey, I know I'm heading the right direction. So
yeah,
that's the reason that I
feels
wanted
good.
to jump in a success call with you because I just think that yeah, I mean that's the way to go, and we're a partnership. People who know us, people that knows us from within here in Hesel Media, we are a family. We're not just like business partners, which we are, but we're also family. We care for each other, and we know if that the other person succeeds, that means that we are gonna succeed as well, and we get to have that family relationship for longer. Like,
yeah,
so
definitely.
that's what we aim for sure. So now that we know you a little bit better, I would like to understand a little bit more. How has it been your process with Hustle? Like, let me know the good. Let me know the things that I mean, if you had any doubts in the process, like how did you overcome those doubts? Like, tell me about it. Like, I want to really hear from you and understand where you're coming from.
So I would say it's been a grind. And in the learning curve and honestly just getting over self of making the calls and being consistent with the calls. You guys provide training, you guys provide opportunity. It's up to me to seize that opportunity. And I notice when my foot is on the gas with what you guys are sending me, I'm making money. If I release the gas, I'm not making money or it's super slow. So you kind of pushed me not too long ago when we started talking about a month and a half ago to going back and follow up on my old leads and that kind of stuff. And we got another one under contract just by being consistent and following up, even with the ones we've talked to 2-3 months ago, not just letting the drip campaign reach out to them, but also me reaching out to them as well, just checking in and having a conversation. And we just locked one up yesterday, and the assignment right now is going to be anywhere from 15 to 20K. So, but it was the push. It was the push between you, and honestly, it was also the push between my wife. Like, hey, you've been doing this grind. We got to either do it or not do it. And I was like, this is the only way I see right now with the market changing. And me getting good price homes and becoming free, like having enough rental portfolio to make money. I don't see even as a real estate agent, the opportunities won't come as fast or as soon unless you got the leads coming to you that are trying to sell the homes we get paid based off creative solutions. And the better I can provide solutions and build that connection, and the way the market's going, I just have to push and keep pushing forward and remember that I'm being consistent. And that's why we have another one under contract. Because the push from you guys and the push from my family, like reminding me, like, you want to be free. So you got to make the calls. You got to follow up.
Congratulations, my friend. I mean,
Thank you.
It's paying off. The journey still has some work to do, but it's paying off already. So you should be proud of yourself, and that being proud doesn't mean slowing down or not stepping on the gas as much, but just take that moment and say, okay, I did it, and then move and then continue to I mean, use that as a fuel to continue
Yep,
on. So if I hear it
definitely.
correctly, like you right now, you think that with the change in market, the opportunities are gonna be with, like, I mean, you have different type of businesses, but the opportunities that you're to see more clear is with us in this partnership, because of all the creative solutions that you can think of, and that you can help more people. Like the economy can stop, but you will still have the control on some stuff, and you see those control that control being in this partnership. Is that what it
Yeah,
is?
most definitely. For what I want for me and my future, and to create a larger portfolio, I'm
Mhm.
gonna get the best price for homes going this route instead of be a real estate agent. It's hit or miss. It's hit or miss. Last year, I bought a home. I got one great deal, and then the other two I paid pretty close to full retail, maybe a 10% deduction. But going through you guys, I could probably find houses somewhere between 55 to 65% of value. So if I
Mm,
can lock them up at 55 to 65% and they're in decent condition, it's an
mhm.
easy win every time.
Awesome, awesome. um I'm gonna get philosophical.
Okay.
um I mean, the market is changing, and a lot of the, I mean, is I would say the people that are being hurt the most is the end buyers on some point, because they're not gonna be able to get the house of the dreams, at least not for a while, if they don't get to get the loans that they require. But then also, I feel like a lot of the of the sellers will be expecting to sell it for more,
Mm,
and they're also gonna be hurt, because at the end of the day, they I mean, a lot of people have a lot of emotions attached to their property,
hmm.
especially if it was their first property, um, like, what do you think is your role, like, as a real estate agent, to try to help both type of people, like the best, like, because at the end of the day, as real estate investors, we're also creating solutions, and we're helping people. But I would like
Hmm.
to hear from you your opinion, your intake in this regard.
Yeah. So for me as a real estate agent, I'm just obligated. The fact that I'm a real estate agent, to be 100% transparent and be honest, for the best interest of that individual. It's more about that individual and providing them with solutions than it is about my pocket. Yes, I want to make a profit, but all I'm really doing is providing options.
Mhm.
And I just try to do the right thing at the end of the day. And I notice when you're trying to do the right thing and you're trying to help people, there are no issues. The deal yesterday, she did want 100K for the property, but I explained to her that the market is changing,
Mhm.
um, and we really have to think about houses that are going to potentially, because I'm going to either flip it or rent it or something like that. Um, I can't. We don't. You don't want me to come back to you a month from down the road when we're getting ready to close, and hey, I need a price reduction. So um, I just see it as our job, as my job as a real estate agent, on both sides, whether it's doing wholesale deals or it's helping
Mm,
clients in general. It's really just educating them and giving them their options and figuring out what they really want and providing them options and
yeah,
solutions to those problems. Um,
yeah.
and we make money off of that. That's really what we do. We're advisors, and we make a great profit off solutions, helping
Mhm.
people out that they just don't know what the answers are. So yeah.
I like it. I like your perspective, and a lot of the things come from the fact that, I mean, the market is changing, and the more the market changes, the less they will know the answers, right? Like, it's gonna get tough for a lot of people out there, and they still will have situations to fix. They will still have distressed properties. Like, that's not gonna change. Like, the fundamentals of their problem are not gonna it's not gonna change.
Yep.
Okay, I like what I'm hearing. And now, you were mentioning that, let's get a little bit more into detail on your day-to-day basis. Um, I mean, you were mentioning that that we're pushing a little, like a month and a half ago, and then also your wife, which is great. I think she's the best accountability partner out there. I'm so happy for you that was the case. But then, yeah, one thing is go ahead and follow up with the leads that have been sitting there, because I mean, a lot of the time these people do not get their issue resolved, and maybe they were a lead sitting at somebody else's portfolio, like lead portfolio, let's call it. Like somebody else had the chance to help them, but then they didn't do it, and then it was you who said like, oh my God, I need to get back to this person, because what if they still have problems? And you were able to do that, and you're working already with some of them. But what are those steps or those habits that you're taking, that you're using, like very recently with the fresher leads, like the leads that just came in? Like, how are you currently approaching them?
Current leads, pretty much as soon as they fill out on the, they sign up, they give all their information. Unless I'm eating dinner or I'm sleeping, I try to call them as soon as I can. Sometimes they pick up, sometimes they don't. And then consistently reaching out to them for about 7 to 10 days. And once, that's just as soon as they come in, just constantly following up with them. They may not, like you said, they may not sell right now, but the fact that I've consistently followed up with them, sometimes they pick up and sometimes they don't. But what I've learned is that those that I did that with are selling now, and they're going under contract. Even if it's 2-3 months later, those first 7 days, you at least build that relationship up and that connection.
Nice. That's lovely. What would you say is the part of the CRM in that, or of a CRM? I mean, you're using our CRM, which is amazing. I love it. But in general, what do you think about the CRMs, like using a CRM?
Yeah. You can't, so right now I probably have, I don't know how many leads in there. How do you keep accountable all that stuff without a CRM? If you have 15 people, maybe you can do a good job of keeping account on them. But once you go past that, how do you consistently follow up with them? How do you remember to call them? If they say, hey, call me 30 days from now, or call me 90 days from now, how do you keep up with that without a CRM? It keeps me straight. It reminds me when to call people. It worked for this. It's working for this current deal. I went through the last meeting with the Wands meeting from yesterday. I went through my CRM and went back to our conversation we had back in February. And I noticed that the guy said, hey, I'll sell it to you for 130. And then I spoke to him yesterday. He said 200. So I have to re-engage that as well. It's just making me, the CRM, I mean, like, it keeps accountability. It keeps a record of the conversations, even if you're out and about. As long as you have kind of an idea what you're going, you can go back and take all your notes that way as well. So it's, it really, I don't have to remember everything we said. And it also teaches me what I said, what I could have done better. It's awesome.
Okay, so basically, it's your tool. And as a tool, the tool is not good by itself. Like tools are as good as
the user,
as the user you put in them. For sure. Okay, awesome. Anything that you think you can get better at your follow-up? Because not everything is gonna be like, hey, you're perfect, or anything.
No.
But anything that you think you can get better at using the CRM, for example?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just time blocking and consistency. So what I've noticed is, and I just still trying to get better at it, is I just time block my calendars in the morning from like 9 to 11 or like 11 to 1. And that's my follow-up time. So if they call me in the middle of the night, it's already time blocked on my calendar to follow up with them the next morning at 9 o'clock or something like that. But just time blocking and living off that thing. Whatever it says to do, that's what you need to do.
That's amazing. And I'm that gave me an idea. Are you currently using the application on the CRM, on the smartphone, on the cell phone?
Yep.
Awesome. Because you know what? A lot of the times, what I've been seeing from other clients, and this is something I'm just telling you, like I haven't told you about this before, is that what I'm seeing is that the people that are able to make, I mean, even if they're outside of the home and they call in the afternoon, let's say you're not in your time that you blocked because you're doing something else, and then you got a new lead, you call them, and then if you do the change in the CRM real time, that's gonna give you less work whenever you sit in front of the computer. Why? Because you already moved this person to attempted contact, for example, to the proper place in the CRM where you're gonna be able to follow up on them. So that's another idea, another tip. I don't know if you thought about it before, but make sure that you make as many changes real time as you can. And plus that is something that will allow you not to forget to make the changes that are required. Because if you sit in front of the computer, and then you're gonna be like, what was it that I needed to change? So it's gonna be more difficult. But it seems like you're using the CRM and the follow-up systems to a level where it's giving you results already. So right now it's a matter of just continuing to get better at it. And I'm pretty sure we're gonna see huge results. And that was not the first deal that you made, right? You made a couple of deals before with us.
Yeah. So when I first joined with you guys, I probably made 2 deals within the first month and a half. Because when you first get in, you're like, let's get it. And then you kind of fall off a little bit sometimes. So yeah, this is actually the 3rd deal closing with you guys. I think I've done some referrals I've closed as well, sending them over to agents outside of the state. So probably in total, I think I've probably done about 4 or 5 deals with you guys now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's amazing what you're telling me there. Like I mean, it's kind of like, this is my opinion. I don't know if you agree with it or not, or if you want to add to it. But it's kind of like when you keep the beginner's mindset. Like you're at you kept the beginner's mindset for as long as it give you, and then you're not a beginner anymore, and then you're not getting the best results. As soon as you get back on track, you keep your mindset, hey, I'm a beginner on this. Like every day I'm starting new, and I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna have an impact with people. I'm gonna help my business. Would you like to add to it, or
it's just staying hungry. It's just staying hungry and reminding yourself of what your goals are. That's what it is. That's what it was for me, to getting ramped up again, is reminding myself to get free. And just get over making the calls. Just do it. Just get over making the calls. Some people are going to say no. Some people are going to curse you out. I think that's what kind of deterred me for a little while too, but that's 1 out of like 50. That's 2 out of 50. You just got to keep going. So, yeah.
Now I'm curious, what do you think it deterred you out a little bit?
I'd say so we got COVID, and then we had like 3 people in our house had COVID, then we had flus, then we had surgeries, and then sprinkled in between there was definitely there was probably about, realistic numbers, probably about 4 or 5 people just straight up cursing me out and that kind of stuff when you're already not feeling well. And I think it kind of played on my mind a little bit as well. So yeah.
Got it. It got you in a moment of vulnerability, and it was difficult to get back on track.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Have you been to the Affirmations weekly training?
Affirmations week? No, I haven't gone to. Yeah, I've gone to the Wednesdays, but I haven't done affirmation training.
Yeah, we did it once, and I think you were not coming on these days because you were like getting back on track. I'm gonna get it to you. I'm gonna get it to you because those affirmations, I think they were freaking awesome. Like, getting those affirmations, starting every morning with those. And you know what? I wasn't the biggest fan of affirmations, because every time I saw them, like, I don't know, that didn't resonate. They didn't resonate with me. But now I saw these ones, and you're gonna love them. I'm gonna send it to you as soon as I find them. Yeah. So yeah, I'm so happy. What about the value that you're getting from the weekly trainings that we give you? Like, is there any particular tip that was like a game changer at some point?
Yeah. Just yesterday's, the fact that when I have no clue what to do with a lead, you have Juan giving you his experience, and then you have 2 to 3 other people in the room that, whether they can potentially be the ones to wholesale the lead for you because they're out of your state, or they've gone through the same thing and giving you a solution. So You're right. Yeah, going to the Wednesdays training and just speaking up and just say, hey, this is what I got, Juan. What do I do with it? He's gonna give you the answer, and then he's gonna give you like a page. Because I took like a page full of notes. Let me see real quick. Yeah, so he gave me a page full of notes,
Well,
and then to have for plenty of solutions, which make total sense, but I've never done it before, so I had no clue what to kind of do with it. Yeah, it's invaluable, whether just answering your questions of what to do as a new person with certain kind of things. Because when I first joined up, it was like, what do I do with these out-of-state buyers? That's not what I wanted to do. That's not what I wanted to deal with. But there's a profit margin there that you're letting go for that lead right now, whether it's JVing with somebody and providing solutions that way.
got it. That's amazing to hear. Thank you so much, Raul. And then I think the last thing that we're gonna talk about is like, how do you see yourself? How do you see your business moving forward, like in the next 3 months or to a year?
3 months to the next year. So let's see. The goal is to start. Number one, I want to get to the point that each deal is at a minimum 10K. So that's the number one. That's number one. So you're actually, that profit margin's there. And then increase the whole intent for me to join you guys is increase my portfolio. So to start being able to pick up 1 to 2 properties a month is the intent. I wanted to be, by the end of this year, I at least want like 6 extra properties. So that's the real push for being consistent, is to get those 6 properties by the end of the year. But that's like 1 property a month, and I don't have all the money in the world. So the other thing you push me at too is trying to create a solution. So I have to learn about the other goal is start becoming more familiar with the other solutions, novations, subject twos. I joined a firm that's very investor savvy, but we haven't gone this deep into all the options when it comes to creative financing. And so the goal is to really just start stretching, becoming more options, so I can go towards that goal of 6 properties with the least amount of money out of my pocket. Full transparency.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And you guys are on time right now. You need to start now because the market is changing, and a lot of the people that are super smart out there or that have the experience are telling us that at some point cash will not be king. So you will be able to make some cash deals, but it will not be king anymore. So you guys need to definitely have all those options for people. Yeah, this is pretty amazing, Raul. I just want you to know that just a quick reminder, we have a lot of different things that we can help you with within Hesel Media as well. For example, if at some point like you're gonna use the money that you're making and reinvest, you can always do solutions such as increasing the ad spend. Why? Because your current ad spend is already purchasing you a certain amount of leads. What increasing the ad spend can do is like purchase you more leads. We're continuously working towards getting the cost per lead always the lower than it can be for every specific client. But at the end of the day, at some point, reinvesting is going to make a lot of sense, because now you're going to get, and you already have certain close ratios. So reinvesting is just going to give you more leads, and your close ratio, even if it's remained the same, you're going to still get more deals done. Even if the close ratio remains the same. Then the other route that you can always take is we have a Google PPC service. Google PPC it has advantages as well as other things that are not the best. I mean, as good as Facebook. For example, like the cost per lead is gonna be higher. The changes that we do, like, it's gonna take longer because we're not able to make changes within 1 to 2 week cycle. We need to wait more, at least a month. And then the cost per acquisition is gonna be higher because you're making, I mean, you're waiting longer and you're putting more money. So but since if you have all their skills in point, like follow up, sales tactics, sales conversations, you get all these different deals done, and you know how to make different type of deals, and you also continue to get better. If you have all of this, the close rate is gonna be higher, and you're gonna, I mean, even if it's a little higher, you're gonna get more. I mean, the spread can be higher as well. And this is data that we have from a lot of different clients. It's not always gonna be that, but yeah, the chance that it's gonna be a higher spread is higher with Google PPC. So we have Google PPC, we have the option to increase ad spend with Facebook. I mean, we have discounts. And in case you want to keep both services, there is a discount. We can talk about it later about the details whenever you feel ready. You can always, something else that you can do to increase profitability is you can look up I don't know, a 6 month, you can pay like in advance 6 months or even a year, and that's gonna bring the price of the service lower, because it's also good. It's also in our interest to have that, so it makes sense. It makes sense to you. So yeah, those are just a couple of routes that I'm telling you. There's absolutely more routes you can take. For example, remote Latinos. You told me that you already have someone that you're teaching how to get those calls, but if at some point that's not enough, I mean, like, he's not gonna be enough for follow-up or even for acquisitions or something, and you feel like you're gonna build up your team. And we also have remote Latinos, which is doing an amazing job already in the industry. For you to hire somebody for your team that is gonna have the rockstar mentality. Yeah, so we should close on that last story. Who are you teaching?
So right now, so right now it's summer vacation. So my 14-year-old doesn't know what he wants to do when he grows up. So pretty much figured I'm going to start sitting down with him during our cold calls, and we're just, as I learn and grow as a cold caller, he's learning the same thing. So then that way, my whole intent is once he graduates high school, who knows what he's going to do, but I want him to have something that he knows he can make profit and take care of himself and take care of his family. So summer vacations, that's what we're doing. I'm teaching my 14-year-old how to cold call and follow up with leads.
Nice. That's amazing. Like, yeah, definitely having that opportunity since we're a kid is going to pay out in the future, even if he doesn't keep doing the same, like it's definitely going to pay out. And the last thing, some free words that you want to say about anything, about, I don't know, thank you words, or I don't know, whatever you want to tell us.
This system works. It's on you at the end of the day. You, your motivation, your consistency. I'm a Hesel Media fan, just because at the end of the day, I've noticed I've had ups and downs, and the downs are my consistency. This works. It's all on you. So if it doesn't work, you take a deep look in the mirror first before you point the finger. That's all I got.
Hey man, those are some very good wisdom words. I really like them. Not only for my clients, but also for me, because a lot of the times we tend to forget that, and the reminder that it's working for someone is amazing, because I get to get on my A game again every time that I'm not on my A game. So that's something, guys. Believe, trust us. Like, the A game is gonna make a difference. We're seeing those. I mean, we're not seeing this only with Raul. We're seeing it with a lot of clients that are getting those results. So yeah, and as you can see, like, it's not always about being perfect all the time. It's about starting each day fresh. Like, let's make it happen this today. So yeah, that's it. Thank you very much, Raul, for your time. Thank you so much for sharing, for being with us today. And I mean, we really care about you in the Hesel family. So it was really nice talking to you, my friend. All right. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.